Yeah.
All right, good evening. We're going to go ahead and call the August 28th, 2025 P&Z meeting to order at 6:01 p.m. Tonight we were at the City Council Chamber at 405 Municipal Drive, Kennedale, Texas, 76060. All right, can I get a roll call?
Place 2, Mikowski.
Here.
Place 1, Brown, absent. Place 3, Madrid, absent. Place 4, Jones.
Present.
Place 5, Martinez.
Present.
Sir, we have a quorum.
All right, thank you. All right, so we're going to move on to the next section of our agenda, which is the public comment. The Planning and Zoning Commission welcomes comment from the public. Those wishing to speak must sign in prior to the start of the meeting. Speakers may speak on any topic, whether on the agenda or not. The Planning and Zoning Commission cannot act upon, discuss issues raised, or make any decisions at this time. Speakers under the citizens' comment shall observe a 3-minute time limit. Inquiries regarding matters not listed on this agenda may be referred to staff for research and/or possible future actions by the board. Do we have anybody signed up for public comment?
No, sir, we don't have anyone signed up.
All right, thank you. Okay, so item number 3, we will be moving into our regular session. Our first item up on our regular session is our consent agenda. We have 2 items on there. It's the approval of the regular meeting minutes and the approval of a site plan. Does anybody have any comments or want to remove any of the items off the consent agenda?
No.
Okay, can I get a motion?
I make a motion that because these are routine and have appeared before, that we accept the consent agenda.
I second it.
All in favor? All right. Unanimous. All right, so the next item on our regular session is public hearings. Our first case is PZ Case 25-11. This is to conduct a public hearing and take action on a replat of the property located at 625 Grapevine Trail, Oakcrest Edition, Block 13, Lot BR of the City of Kennedale, Tarrant County, Texas, 76060. Nathan?
Commissioner Mikowski, if we can just note for the record, opening the public comment, opening the public hearing and then closing it if.
Yep, okay, so yeah, we'll go ahead and open the public hearings. Do we have anybody signed up to speak on PZ Case 25-11?
No, sir.
All right, so we opened it at 6:03 and we will close it at 6:03.
Okay, this particular item is pretty simple. I know we've got 2 replats on the agenda, but this particular one is, first let me say, if we can keep the commentary in the audience to a minimum. I'm just kidding. Figured I'd do that. But this particular replat over on Grapevine Trail, we have a tract of land there that currently has a number of commercial buildings. They're metal buildings, kind of pole barns. The new owner just wants to put those on individual lots for probably the purpose of selling them or leasing them out, but that way each building is on its own individual lot. And so we've reviewed it, meets all city requirements, and with that, we recommend approval of the replat at 625 Grapevine Trail. Happy to answer any questions that the commissioners may have.
Motion.
Yeah, if no one has any comments, then we can go ahead and take a motion.
I'll make a motion that PZ Case 2511 to replat 625 Grapevine Trail, Oakcrest Edition, Block 13, Lot BR of City of Kennedale be recommended.
That be recommended for approval?
For approval.
Okay.
I second the motion.
All right, we'll go ahead and take a vote. All in favor? All right, unanimous. All right, moving on to the next case. We have PZ Case 25-12 to conduct a public hearing and take action on a replat of the property located at 220 Springs Branch Ruiz Edition, Block AQ, Lot 1R of the City of Kennedale, Tarrant County, Texas, 76060. We'll go ahead and open up our public comments at this time at 6:06. Do we have anybody signed up to speak on this?
No, sir.
All right, so we go ahead and close our public comment at 6:06. Nathan?
So on this Ruiz property, at the Ruiz Edition, at the end of Spring Branch Drive, we have, down Spring Branch, we got a variety of duplexes and dwellings down there. And then it ends, and then it kind of does a curve to the south. But right as it ends, the Ruiz Edition, or that family, own quite a bit of acreage to the back. And family members own separate tracts closer to Spring Branch. So one of the family members who owns that particular parcel has a desire to have it subdivided to create 3 residential lots there for single family. It's zoned R3, and so there's actually space for an existing lot there. And the other 2 lots that would be created also meet the zoning requirements. There's going to be an access easement to get to those lots so that there's not any landlocked situations there, but it's been reviewed by the city staff, engineering, and it meets the city zoning requirements. And so we recommend approval of the replat there at 220 Spring Branch, and happy to answer any questions that you have.
I have a quick question. Looking at it on the map and going that direction, because the junior high school is right up the road. So where that, it's like a fence or something that was there, so it's everything behind that?
Good question. So in front of that fence, and so at the end of Spring Branch, there's one duplex that's technically at the end of Spring Branch, and then there's quite a bit of distance before you get to the fence. From that, in that particular area will be the first of the 3 lots, okay? And that's ample space to put a dwelling there, and it meets our city requirements. Behind that fence that's there today will be the creation of 2 additional lots. Now, it hasn't really been discussed just yet on if that fence is going to move or if they're going to open up and create that drive, but on paper, where Spring Branch ends, there'll be essentially a drive that goes back to provide access. And so through those lots there's a fire lane, fire apparatus access road, mutual access road, so that we don't create a landlocked, we don't want to create a lot out in the middle somewhere that you can't get to legally. And so 2 of the lots will be on the other side of that fence that's there today at some future date. So to date, there's not, the plan is to build, from what I understand, 1 dwelling in front of that fence for a family member that wants to age in place. And so they want to have an ability to go ahead and move a family member in there and build a dwelling for that.
Thank you.
So, but currently, there's no access to those 2 lots, Lot 1R2 and 1R3, and we're just building like a driveway?
Yes, it's gonna, when it's constructed, it'll appear to just be, it'll be the width of a fire lane, so 24, like a road, but it's not a road, it won't be a public road, as in the city have to maintain that, take ownership of it, but it'll serve as access points for those particular lots. So it is a access way, and it's something that they won't be able to fence off to prevent anybody from getting back there, because fire access still has to go to the back. So it'll be an asphalt drive, but it'll need to be designed to support the weight of a fire truck, right? So imagine we don't call it a road, but we're going to call it a drive, access drive, that is designed to support the weight of a fire truck back there.
And when would they look at completing that piece of it?
As it would probably be necessary as they go and obtain building permits for those 2 lots. That would be a requirement that the city would, it would essentially be considered similar to a driveway. So off of that drive itself will be the drive into the residences, but the city won't take ownership of that particular.
So that's going to be
Spring-
privately maintained?
Yeah, they'll be addressed off of Spring Branch. They'll have addresses there, but it'll be privately maintained. And their responsibility. We have several other places like that in town where access roads and easements, in fact, I imagine this one will probably be a lot better than the ones we have existing. There's some areas that's like just gravel drives and they're access easements, but they're rutted up pretty good. And I would, if I'm fire department, I'd have questioned my ability to get an apparatus all the way to the back. But this one, we've had long discussions about that.
So just curious, like whenever y'all do that, like for example, would it be like 225 ABC or is the number completely different or how?
We'll address it according to the number scheme on that street. So if it, like the first lot would probably be 220, because right now it's one big piece of land, right? Until the replat's approved by council, it's addressed as 220. And what we'll do is we'll probably take that 220, to put that the first lot, and then we'll probably look at 222, 224. And that'll be it. Now, if the rest of the acreage that's back there, which the family has no plans to develop that because there's a big house that's back there, big pond, probably got some bass fish in it. I probably shouldn't have said that. But they like, they like their privacy, but they want to be able to create a lot because they want to build some homes for some family members, right? And that's understandable. But how do we meet those city requirements? Got to provide access to it, particularly for emergency personnel, but without reducing our need to maintain another road in town, So that's, and there's some other challenges out on their own site that they'll have to navigate when they get the building permits. For example, if there's any gas lines, Encore easements, things like that, they can't build in that particular area. And so right now, we're just talking about creating the lots, and then when they submit for building permit, it'll go through another review of all the other city code requirements. But right now, as far as the spatial requirements of the lot, it meets the zoning requirements.
And for this particular action, we don't have to have that that requirement doesn't need to be met yet, right?
For the
fire access.
Well, what we're doing in this, when the plat is approved and created, it actually establishes that as a fire apparatus access road, an actual access easement. Because right now, there's no access legally that's required or provided. It's just, they own the whole thing, right? So with that, the city's gonna allow them to, through a permit, allow them to build a residence, we're saying, hey, we gotta be able to get to it, in case of emergency personnel and things like that. So so with that, we'll have to be accessible, so it's not necessarily a private road, it's more of a drive.
Gotcha. Any more questions? Anybody want to make a motion?
I make a motion that we recommend for approval PZ case 2512 to replat 220 Spring Branch Ruiz Addition Block AQ Lot 1R, City of Kennedale, Tarrant County, Texas.
I second the motion.
All right, all in favor? Unanimous. All right, moving on to PZ case 25-13. This is to conduct a public hearing and take action on a proposed zone change from UV Urban Village District to C2 General Commercial District for 600 West Kennedale Parkway, Woodland Acres Addition Block 1, Lot 8 of the City of Kennedale, Tarrant County, Texas 76060. So we're going to go ahead and open up the public comment at 6:15. Do we have anybody signed up to speak on this case?
No, sir.
Okay, we will go ahead and close public comment at 6:15. Nathan?
Thank you. So this one's zoning change. If you picture in your mind's eye, go down the parkway, head towards Bowman Springs. As you approach that light on the right, you'll see a automotive transmission facility, and then there's a corner lot that's what I would call like a linear lot. It's just a grass lot with some trees, and it goes all the way up Bowman Springs on the right side. That piece of land, and actually part of the road, is owned by the Kennedale Economic Development Corporation. Previously, the city's already taken action on a final plat to dedicate finally Bowman Springs, right, to the city. We just have to go down and file that particular plat. But that lot itself, the city's working with a developer to put 3 buildings on that linear lot. Now, it may sound difficult to imagine 3 buildings there, but when you look at the site plan, there's ample space for parking. They will have to obtain some variances for building setbacks to get the building, tucked it, against the property line, off of the property line. And they have plans to do that, or the city, the EDC has plans to ask for those variances coming up if the zoning change is successful. But the plan is that at the very rear, you'd have two buildings. If I'm not mistaken, they're about 5,000-6,000 square feet around that for tenant spaces, restaurant, retail there. And at the corner, there is plans on the concept plan to put a small offering for like a restaurant that may have a drive-through. So it could be like a small coffee shop of some sort. So they're working to try to secure some tenants out there, some national brands out there. But the developer's working with the EDC on the purchase of the land. Right now, it's currently zoned urban village. Funny note, it used to be zone C2, what we're asking for tonight. Then they had it rezoned to urban village because that was kind of the talk in town some years ago. And what that would have been today was, had that come through as a mixed use, commercial, residential above on that linear lot. But it's on a hard corner, so it's prime location for retail and restaurant, right? So the request today now is to go back to that original zoning of C2, commercial 2, that would allow for the drive-through, allow for those other types of uses to take place. We've looked at it. They're going to go straight C2 zoning on that, so that's the request today. Happy to answer any questions that you have, but we do recommend approval of that.
So we're doing 3, so right now we're just doing the rezoning, right? So like all of the concept plans, all of the kind of where we're just kind of, the city is getting this plot of land ready for a developer to come in.
Correct.
Okay.
Yeah, one of the biggest challenges in trying to secure a tenant or national brand or to develop any type of property is, okay, what kind of red tape, what kind of hurdles am I going to have to go through to even get this, right? So we want to prepare it, say, hey, listen, you guys want to build that? It's already ready to go. Only thing you have to do is obtain permits, and that's reducing some red tape in town. We get more commercial space that we desperately need in town. I'll say it's a great location, well-traveled, and it goes with our future land use plan. I'll say that. This area is designated in the comp plan as an entertainment district all up and down Bowman Springs. There's talk about redevelopment, some of the existing facilities and offerings along Bowman Springs, recreation, those types of things. So having retail and restaurant close by would be beneficial. And then we have residences close by. Right now, under the current zoning, drive-throughs wouldn't be permitted. It would require them to develop a certain way that is more of a challenge, meaning a village center. In urban villages and neighborhood villages, you got to have a village center. Well, it's a very narrow strip, so how do you do that, right? A lot of these national brands, they deal in prototypes, meaning this is our footprint, and we try to find land that we can just plug and play. Right, and anytime we have to deviate because of a zoning requirement of this or that, it doesn't work with our prototypes. See ya, we're on to the next city, right? So we want to kind of try to avoid that. The urban village district is a great district, in my opinion. It allows for a lot of different uses, but not for this particular corner, given the irregularities of the land. It's really narrow, and so again, they will come back and ask for variances for building setbacks to be reduced on the rear and side yard to get that building, to fit there and still have room for the fire lanes, so dang fire department, and their requirements, but we want to make sure it's safe for everybody to get to that place. So Great question, though.
I don't have any comments. I mean, questions.
If there's no further questions, I'll take a motion.
I make a motion that we recommend for approval PZ case 25-13 to change the zoning from UV Urban Village to C2 General Commercial District 4, 600 West Kennedale Parkway, Woodley Acres, Addition Block 1, Lot 8 of City of Kennedale, Tarrant County, Texas.
I second the motion.
All right, all in favor? All righty. Okay, with that, last item on our agenda is adjournment. Can I get a motion for adjournment?
I make a motion that we adjourn.
I second the motion.
All right, all in favor, say aye. All right, meeting adjourned at 6:22.